Welcome everyone. In this video, we're going to be going over a variation of the BizBunk deck that I've been playing around with recently. So I call this deck the Popcorn BizBunk deck because what it does is it basically optimizes around Popcorn Penguin. So, right, Popcorn Penguin says at the start of action time, ice a penguin in play that's vibing the least. If it's a tie, you pick. So the BizBunk deck list that I was using before, which is the one I made the deck guide for, is one that was only playing 2 copies of Popcorn Penguin. So I'm going to link the deck guide below as well. But basically, Popcorn Penguin is just one of the strongest cards right now. And so this is a bit of a slower build that's really focused on actually getting the most out of this card. So the one card we also play is we're also going to play 3 copies of Inspiring Story. Now, the Inspiring Story actually has 2 functions in this deck. So the first thing it's doing is it actually works really, really well with Popcorn Penguin because, right, it will boost its 5 by 2 at the start of the cycle. So it makes the Popcorn Penguin much more effective. But it also really works to protect the rest of your key cards. So your Penguin Who's Okay and your Ascending Penguin are then protected by the Inspiring Story. Again, if you want to understand all the mechanics of how this deck works, I did a big section of it at the beginning of the BizBunk tech guide deck guide video. So yeah, check that out. So then the other changes I've made is we're now running 4 AdventureSquad. The reason we need to run 4 pieces of removal is the meta has definitely shifted in a way where people are teching more against BizBunk, or so you can see a lot more snow globes around. And when the opponent plays a snow globe, Adventure Squad can actually be the card that pushes you over the edge. And on top of that, it's also really good against misplace. So other changes to the deck, basically we've cut out a lot of the rods. So now we're basically only running 2 NotaRodAnymore and 2 WhataTwist. We've also cut some Study at Night. I just find like this card just very often is in my hand. And the thing I just really don't like about this card is just the inherent card disadvantage built in because you like, right, you spend basically 3 cards to get 2 cards. And then we also cut down 1 Bashful Swordsman. I don't know. I just feel like this card is really good in 2 situations. One, if your opponent plays a snow globe, and two, right, if you have the Penguin on board. So because this deck draws a lot, and those two are definitely more like mid to end game conditions, I found that you really only need 3 copies of this. So this is the list. I don't really know if it's the best list out there, but I think it's definitely stronger from what I was running before. So anyway, let's jump into some games, and yeah, let's see how we do. All right, jumping into the first game, looking at the mulligans here. So we definitely keep the Penguin Who's Okay, and I think we'll keep the Popcorn as well, just because, right, this is the version of the deck where we're really optimizing around Popcorn. So let's see what we have here. So we have WhataTwist as a rod, which is a good rod, and we have the Penguin Who's Okay into BrainyPenguin combo. So that's a really good start. And we'll see what type of deck they are because we do have 2 Popcorn Penguins. So if it's any sort of like yellow or maybe another BizBunk, we should be able to be in a good position with these popcorns. So let's see. All right, so we are gonna play the Penguin Who's Okay as this. Okay, then we have Ascending too. So I think we'll get rid of the Adventure Squad just because I want to hold on to the popcorns just to confirm that it's not because if it's BizBunk, then the popcorn would be really good as well. So yeah, so the popcorn is just won't be good against like a green deck or a caffeine deck. So yeah, so let's see. So I think anyway, Penguin Who's Okay into Brainy is a really good start. Of course, they might have got him, but let's see. Okay, yeah. So this is looking like some sort of caffeine build probably, which means against this matchup we just need to be hyper fast. And they're probably going to play a popcorn penguin this turn. So well, if they have a popcorn penguin. So the nice thing is if they have a popcorn penguin, we have the option if we let it kind of fizzle out or if we go all in. And it's yeah, I think that's interesting because we could just play a brainy penguin and then our own popcorn to kind of deal with their popcorn. But maybe they won't have it or maybe they won't play it because maybe they're going to wait for us to develop a little more onto the board. So not really sure about this yet. But okay, so against a let's just assume this is a caffeine for now. So against a caffeine deck, right, we really need to go super fast. And so, okay, so we haven't not a rod anymore, so that's good because that'll protect us from if they do have Gotham, although often Gotham is not played these days. Okay, so then I think we get rid of 1 popcorn and we'll get rid of the I think we just get rid of both popcorns because I think popcorn is just not well, if they play their own popcorn, well, but if they play their own popcorn, if they then have a boosting card, then we're in trouble. So I think we just gotta go for the race. And the idea is, yeah. So if they have a popcorn penguin, we are probably in some amount of trouble, just because yeah, if they play the popcorn penguin now, oh well, they won't play it now, right? They'll play it next turn. So I think okay, so we play. So if they don't play a popcorn, we're definitely just going to play an ascending on the board. And I think we want to, yeah, let's see what we draw, because yeah, okay, so we have a second penguin who's okay. So do we want to draw again with the overwhelm with knowledge? No, I don't think so. I think we will wait, because if they don't play a popcorn, we can then play ascending penguin on the board, and then we can just draw a lot with overwhelm with knowledge, and that would help us. Yeah, that would help us with just with the two penguin who's okay on the board. So let's see what happens. Okay, so they're gonna play the mega penguin. So okay, so we're gonna go full speed ahead. So we will go next. So I do want to keep the adventure squad if I can, but yeah. So I think we don't need the inspiring story. I think we just go straight into the ascending, and we hope that they yeah, that they don't have a Gotham here. But even if they have a Gotham, we do have two of our main engines on the board. Do we want to draw a card? I guess there's no reason not to draw a card, because, well, so next turn, because next turn we don't really have a good play, right? I really want a what's it called? I want a penguin who breaks the fourth wall, and by drawing a card here, we get a few more things at it, a few more chances. Okay, look, and we got to study at night, so that's perfect, because now we're gonna do the study at night. So yeah, because we're gonna want to yeah, there's a lot of, yeah, we want either the swordsman or the penguin who breaks the fourth wall. And so let's see. Okay, so we got another popcorn. We definitely don't need that. We got the swordsman, which is great. Okay, I guess we'll get rid of the yeah, I guess we'll get rid of the adventure squad. Um okay. Although I'm not sure if that's right, because I do think we will need to think about a snow globe, but we're having such an explosive start that I think we can actually outrace a snow globe. So okay, so we definitely don't need to do anything else in terms of playing cards, but the question is, do we even want to yeah, do we play the swordsman this turn? I kind of think we will, because we just want to get those cards into our ice as quickly as possible, and we also just need to get to six rods. So yeah, I think it was good to use the overwhelm with knowledge, just because that got us a study at night, which really pushed us over the edge. But okay, so they still don't even have like a popcorn. Okay, so this is going to be really nice. Oh, and we can even use the too much caffeine on our own swordsman to keep it on the board. So that's going to be really nice. So yeah, I think we play the swordsman. And yeah, so I think, yeah, this will basically set us up to win next turn. And then yeah, I guess we'll use the penguin who's okay. Because yeah, with the swordsman, yeah, with these amount of cards on board, we should be good to win next turn. And if for some reason they play a snow globe, then in that case, I think we'll be good, because we can flop with their too much caffeine. So do we want to win this vibe check? Well, I guess we don't have a choice, because they flopped our guy. So well, we could, I guess, could have what twisted it. Did we actually have lethal on board? I think I think we actually had lethal on board. So I probably should have unflopped this to go for lethal. Because I do have the combo already all set up. So yeah, so I think I've played this terribly, because I could have already won by now, like set up a guaranteed win. Because look, I'm just like so deep in my deck. So now if Snow Globe comes down, um, yeah, if Snow Globe comes down, I'm gonna be in a little bit of trouble, because yeah, I only have one what a twist here. And so then, hmm, yeah. So yeah, that would definitely be, I still have a chance against Snow Globe, but it's not guaranteed. But okay, Snow Globe didn't come down. So okay, so I think we win now, right? Because we basically just, yeah, okay, so let's so okay, so we play a rod, we play the fourth wall. Okay, so we get these two down. Um then we play, oh, we have the two whats. Okay, so then actually now we just yeah, so we play the one Bunkus. We get all the spells 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, so then we do that. I mean, I guess I only needed to do 11, but either way, it was fine. So, okay, yeah. So I really only need to do 11 cards, but it was plenty fine. And then we play Bismo. Oh, I should have let the what's resolve. So hopefully I didn't like crash the game. And yeah, so okay, so that's a good first game. And it kind of shows. So this was still we didn't really use the popcorn element of it, but again, I think the popcorn element is really good against all decks except for caffeine. So anyway, good start to the first game. So yeah, let's jump to the next one. All right, jumping into the second game. So we've got Penguin Who's Okay, What a Twist. So I think that's a good start. I don't think we want to keep anything else though, just because the inspiring story is more like a good auxiliary card. We're really looking for the Brainy Penguin at this point, and maybe an Ascending Penguin. So yeah, so let's take a look. Yeah, and so I think just reflecting back to that previous game too, I think I definitely could have ended the game one turn earlier, which in that game didn't matter because we were far enough ahead. But I think that's just one of the core things when you're playing a combo deck is you want to make sure to really be optimizing those type of things because it's the difference between like a 55% win rate and a 65% win rate. So okay, so we've got the Ascending Penguin, so that's good. But we're still missing kind of the Brainy Penguin and maybe something to get. Oh, there's a Brainy Penguin. Okay, so we have another. Well, we've been drawing really well today. So again, I mean, who knows if the Penguin Who's Okay is going to survive? But um, yeah, we definitely can't complain about our opening hands. So let's see. Okay, and then we have Overwhelm with Knowledge and What. So I'd like to discard the What with the Brainy Penguin, and the Overwhelm with Knowledge also is not a bad card to discard, just because you get the. It's still useful from your ice. Although what we saw last game, right, is when you're kind of ahead a bit, it can be very useful to discard a lot of like to not get rid of your rods. And so that's why Overwhelm with Knowledge is potentially not that useful in the ice. Okay, so we're playing against yellow. And so I think the Mega Penguin will be a good rod just because it's going to be a long time before we play that. So against yellow, right? This is why we play this version of the deck with the popcorns. So hopefully we'll draw some popcorns and maybe an inspiring story just because, right, we're going to be having, yeah, we're going to be playing a lot. Like there's going to be a lot of small penguins because they're yellow. So the other thing is, one of the nice things about playing yellow is, well, I don't know if it's a nice thing, but like the game goes a bit slower, which I think can be good for the combo deck just because the vibe check can often get tied because, right, we don't really play anything with vibe more than two and they might not either. So let's see what comes out here. So we do have the Brainy Penguin, right? We might be in a situation where we can only keep one card in our hand, and that would be the Ascending Penguin at that point, right? Because we will, right, we'll draw one card, that becomes the rod, and yeah. But okay, so if we drew like a popcorn up, yeah, we did draw a popcorn. Okay, so this is actually, this is kind of an issue. So we definitely want to keep everything in our hand. So I do wonder, is it crazy to just discard one card with a Brainy Penguin? That seems kind of crazy. Um, the alternative is we get rid of the Ascending Penguin, which also seems crazy. Or, hmm, well, okay, so we'll play the. I guess we'll play the Overwhelm with Knowledge. No, we'll play the What. Yeah, we'll play the What as a rod. I almost wonder if do we just wait here? That seems crazy. Um, but I really don't want to get rid of any of our cards. So yeah, so I think we just yeah, that this might be totally wrong. But what the alternative is, I would have kept the alternative is I would have gotten rid of the Ascending Penguin. I guess that could have been a play, but Ascending Penguin is so critical to the function of this deck. But cycling is also really critical. So, I just think like if we get the Popcorn Penguin down, because the other thing with Popcorn Penguin against yellow is you're just basically guaranteed to get a 2 for 1. Okay, so I think in this case, we'll definitely put the Bismo down because we are definitely far enough from ending the game. So we'll put the Bismo down. I think with the popcorn right here, even if we only get one card, I guess the one card that could get us in trouble here is Penguin Who Zooms, right? If they play a Penguin Who Zooms and drop the put the Penguin Who might bring a +1 back in their hand, but at that point, if we get the inspiring story, we can still play around that. So, but yeah, so Penguin Who Zooms would be unfortunate. So maybe I should have waited one more turn and just done the Brainy Penguin. But I think either way, when you're playing yellow, just slowing them down because like we're gonna win the long game because we just need to yeah, we just need to get to it. Okay, so now the Penguin Wizard, the Mega Penguin would have been nice too. So okay, so if we get an inspiring story or a Mega Penguin, we have one draw. All right, so we didn't get either, but it's not the end of the world because basically the Popcorn Penguin is basically just forced them to go much slower than they normally would go. So, well, we did get the inspiring story now, but it's a little late for that. So we do have the penguin who might break the fourth wall. So we'll play that as a rod, just so that next turn we can. Okay, and I think I'm actually going to leave the popcorn on the board one turn. So I'll get rid of my own penguin there. Um, the reason for this is just going to prevent them from playing penguins this turn. And I don't really care about the number of cards on the board count. Okay, so and I think I'm going to play this Overwhelm with Knowledge to get the penguin who breaks the fourth wall into my ice. And so, yeah, because now I have the inspiring story actually. Yeah, so this is really good because by basically using the popcorn penguin like that, um, I didn't even think about that while I was making the play. But yeah, so basically now, if they decide to try to just outlast me one more turn, then I'll play the inspiring story next turn. And that's gonna give me the ability to still keep the popcorn on the board. And again, we're not really trying to win the game with popcorn. So, right, there's a lot of decks out there that are like really focused on popcorn as the as the main win condition where it's like, okay, so you're gonna have like buff cards with popcorn, and with that, you're gonna kind of win the whole game by like a popcorn that's unchecked. But in this case, right, what we're really trying to do with popcorn is just buy enough time to get the combo off. And so, yeah, so I think this turn we can inspiring story, and then next turn we can do fourth wall into ascending into fourth wall, and then hopefully the turn after that we can win the game. So okay, so this is perfect because they're playing right into this because they right, we'll use the bunkus because we can get the bunkus back with the fourth wall. Right, because they're basically trying to outlast this popcorn, and that can be really dangerous if we're playing inspiring stories. So now, yeah, so now basically we buy one more turn, and so if they want to just not play cards a whole nother turn, like this is just like we're getting such yeah, we're just getting such an advantage in this game because of how basically we're able to slow it down. And again, right, we're really just setting up actually for the final combo. So even if they kind of take their time, we're still going to be in a good place. Okay, so this turn, right, we just play Ascending Penguin, and then we're gonna play Fourth Wall. So what do we wanna actually get put okay, so and the, um we want the what and the bunkus that goes away, and then okay, so then let's see what happens. So we're in, do we wanna play another rod? I do kind of like the idea of keeping the popcorn back, but so yeah, so we're not gonna be able to win next turn. Well, maybe we will. Yeah, so I think, yeah, because if I win the vibe check, I can go ascending into bunkus and win. So I think we don't need the popcorn. I think next turn we'll go double ascending penguin. Yeah, so double oh no, we don't have a Bismo though. Oh, yeah, so I misplayed this because I was just thinking I was ready for the final win, but we don't have the Bismo, so we'll have to go a bit slower. So now we need the Bismo. Okay, so where are our Bismos? There's one there and there's two in the ice. So I think we just yeah, okay, so our popcorn is gonna go away. Right? There's nothing we can do about our popcorn, um, at this point. So I think, yeah, I think we'll keep the yeah, so oh, okay, but I guess it doesn't really matter because the other popcorn, would have been Yeah, the other popcorn, right? Because it has the penguin that doesn't mind goodbyes. So I want to get the other Bismo into our ice just so that we can maximize. So first of all, we're just going to draw another card here. We're just trying to get a Bismo. Um, but okay, so yeah, do we want to draw one more time? I don't think so because we're not going to be able to win this turn anyway, and we want to shuffle the Bismos back in our deck. So I want to make sure we don't go too deep into the deck, so we end up not decking ourselves. So I think this turn, so there's 17 here, and so yeah, I think there's no way we're going to get into trouble with decking ourselves. So let's just get all the Bismos back into our deck. So what do we want to send back? We would definitely want to send back we want to send back the Bismos, the Watts. Okay, so that's yeah, and then let's see what else would be good. I think the Mega Penguin, I guess, because that would help too. And then after that, I guess we'll just do some Brainy Penguins and maybe what else? Yeah, I think that's probably good. I guess we can send 2 popcorns back. Okay, let's just do that. Um, oh, maybe that was too much. Yeah, because I think that was maybe a bit too much because yeah, so I think I can just play another Bunkus maybe. Yeah, did we play a Rod already? I don't think we played a Rod, so I'll play a Rod. Okay, so do we wanna I think we'll just pass, because I'm running out of time. Maybe there's a world where we win just on board, but, right, they might be playing a Yum Yum type build. So I think we really are just more thinking about, okay, so how do we, um, hmm, yeah, but I guess we wanna force them to Yum Yum. So maybe we keep the Ascending in our hand, and then we just, yeah, because I think it's gonna be difficult for their Extrovert to outgrow our Bunkus. But yeah, so I think this next turn we can play Bunkus and just cycle through a lot of the deck. Yeah, this is okay. Yeah, let's just definitely draw a card first because all right, let's get the what back in the rotation. Oh, maybe we should have gotten we should get the fourth wall back too because with the fourth wall, we'll be able to easily get to a point where we can win the game. So we really just need to get the Bismo. Okay, so they can remove the Bunkus. That doesn't really bother. That doesn't bother us because we can basically get the Bunkuses back for free. So, yeah, so I think we're in a good okay, so we have an adventure squad. Um, maybe we just adventure squad the penguin who doesn't mind goodbyes because if there's like a Yum Yum, this is just gonna become a problem for us. Like or not a problem, but by removing the penguin that doesn't mind goodbyes, I think we're just setting ourselves up to be in a good position where like a Yum Yum doesn't potentially blow us out. Um, okay, so then I think we still wanna just draw more cards with the, because I think we have one more because we're gonna win the vibe check, and we need basically 6. In order to end the game, right, we need Ascending Penguin into, yeah, we'll need Ascending Penguin into Bismo, and that requires 6 rods. Okay, there we got Bismo. Okay, so next turn, we should be able to win, right? Because yeah, basically, because we'll have double Ascending on the board, which means that the Bunkai will easily get through our deck. Plus, we just put all those what's back. So we're gonna be good. We'll be able to do the combo this turn. So yeah, so I think this is again. Hopefully, I don't mess up the execution. But right, I can basically play the Swordsman, play Ascending. Um, then I'll play this for 12. Okay, and I make sure to do only spells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or just non-penguins. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Yeah, because that's going to be 24 times 2. So it's going to be, well, there's going to be what's in there. So I think this should actually be sufficient. So I think we're going to be in a good space here. Right, because we get everything off our deck. Then there's going to be the what that happens. Oh, we didn't even need the what's, but all 4 what's are happening. And then we're going to play Bismo, and then that's going to be the end of the game. So yeah, so okay, so the popcorn variation of this deck really worked in this game. So I think overall that this was nice. Okay, so we played one game against Caffeine, did well there, and then we played one game against Yellow, and also did well there. So let's jump into one more game to kind of close out the set. All right, jumping into the next game. So looking at our hand here, I think we basically do a full mulligan. Like we don't really want like we have none of the good cards like the Penguin Who's Okay or the Ascending. Okay, so okay, and Brainy. Okay, now this is a hand. So we have two Penguin Who's Okay, and not a Rod anymore to protect them, and a Brainy Penguin. So I think we're gonna play this super greedy. We're gonna go like Penguin Who's Okay into Penguin Who's Okay into Brainy, and hopefully, yeah, hopefully that will be a super fast start. And we'll keep the what to go with the Brainy Penguin as well. So let's see. Okay, so we yeah, Bismo. We don't need to keep Bismo. I mean, it would be nice to have it, but like, yeah, definitely the weakest card in our hand right now. Just because I don't really see a world where we're gonna like be able to afford holding on to it the whole time. And so yeah, so I think yeah, so Brainy Penguin going with what? I mean, worst case we'll use what as the rod next turn. So we are in a situation here where if the check ties, right, we'll draw one card, well, 5 cards, which means we'll only be able to keep one in our hand. But okay, the vibe check, first of all, it doesn't tie. But second of all, I think we're gonna just go double Penguin Who's Okay anyway. So then the question is, do we play a rod or not? And yeah, I guess we'll see. Maybe they'll use a Gotham here. If they use a Gotham, I'll use the NotaRodAnymore. And that's gonna be fine because we can do the second Penguin Who's Okay next turn. So based on how long they're taking, I think they're probably thinking about if to use the Gotham or not. So I'm going to assume that they have a Gotham, even if they don't use it. Although, right, there's a chance that they were just not paying attention. But I think that's an interesting question. So let's see here. Okay, so we're going to go next. Okay, so we have the inspiring story as well. So I think we'll definitely play the Penguin Who's Okay. So the question is, let's just say that the vibe check gets tied this turn. I don't need to play any rods, so I think I could afford to play another rod here. Um, hmm. But what do I want to? Because I could play the inspiring story next turn, even because that could help. What would that help with? Yeah, I think I'll play the what as a rod because yeah, at a worst case, I can just draw with the overwhelm with knowledge to draw the what actually, and then I'll draw 2 cards with the Penguin Who's Okay. So then the question is, do we next turn play the inspiring story? I think not. I think we're gonna basically use the overwhelm with knowledge to draw with the what, and then oof, or do we do popcorn? No, I think we just kind of go for the race because we are in such a good or do we want to draw twice? So if we draw twice, yeah, I think we actually want to draw twice because we're never gonna have we're never gonna have this type of situation with 2 Penguin Who's Okay on the board. So it's just like really good to draw right now. So I think we'll draw twice and then we'll yeah, we're gonna have such a big yeah, because the more we draw, the more options we have on what to discard. And so, yeah, then we'll do the what as well. Yeah, because we're gonna tie the vibe check. Um, and when we tie the vibe check, we will not get an extra card. So, but yeah, we have so many cards in our hand, and we'll be able to then have a better choice of what to discard. So I do think this does give up our rod lead, but I don't know if that's really a problem because with this deck, it's really more about getting through your ice quickly. So I do want to save the popcorns to deal with the ascending penguins. But either way, this turn we're not going to be able to get a popcorn down anyway. So we'll definitely okay. So we're going to play the brainy. Um, I think yeah, I think we want to. The question is, do we want to keep one inspiring story or not? And I think we might just want to keep the 2 popcorns. I think we get rid of the inspiring stories because popcorn penguins are so nice in this matchup. Well, we don't even know if this is a BizBunk or if it's a blue deck. Maybe it's a blue deck. If it's a blue deck, then well, we will have really gone aggressively. But like looking at where we are right now, we already got so far through our deck. This might even be one of those games where we don't need a okay, no, so it's definitely not blue. Okay, so they're gonna play their own popcorn. So we're gonna play our popcorn next turn. Um, so it's going to be a popcorn versus popcorn situation. Yeah, we definitely don't want to use the overwhelm with knowledge because we need to have 4 rods for our popcorns. So yeah, so now it's going to be very popcorn situation. Um, but okay, so we got another not a rod anymore, which is not bad. So we're really looking now for okay. So what do we need? We need an ascending penguin. So if we get an ascending penguin, that's going to help us. um, yeah, if we get an Ascending Penguin, that will help us. Okay, so they have the Inspiring Story. Luckily, we're still in, we still have one turn where we were able to get rid of their popcorn. But now if they play a second popcorn, we definitely need our own Inspiring Story. So maybe we were a bit fast to get rid of our Inspiring Stories. But let's see. So we really, yeah, our popcorn is now going to end up removing itself. So I don't want to draw here though, because there's really no benefit of drawing, just because we really need the Inspiring Story. So we need to have 5 rods for it. But I don't think we're gonna actually get it, because I think we already see one here, and I think there's 2 in our ice, or maybe there's just one. So yeah, so we went a little off script by being so willy nilly throwing away our Inspiring Stories, and I think this is gonna maybe come back to bite us, because now we don't have a way to kind of deal with their Ascending Penguin either. So yeah, I think potentially we've misplayed this. Or basically Inspiring Story, and I guess this speaks to the power of this build, because Inspiring Story is just like would be so critical here in this mirror matchup. Um, the only advantage is I'm very deep in our deck. Okay, so I don't think we need the other popcorn. So I think we'll use that as a rod. And so we're really just yeah, I think one of the problems is we don't have yeah, we just don't have what's it called? We don't have an Ascending Penguin. If we had an Ascending Penguin, yeah, so basically, if we had an Ascending Penguin and an Ascending, yeah, if we got an Ascending Penguin, I think we'd be in a very good space. Um, where they still only have 5 cards in their ice. So, um, yeah, so we're okay. So we have Bismo. So I think at this point, if we get an Ascending, we're probably going to be able to pull off the combo. So we really want Inspiring Story would be nice, and Ascending Penguin would be nice. How many Ascending Penguins are in our ice is the question. One, two, three, four, four. So there's only one left in our deck. So we might just need to do a Bismo. Yeah. So this is kind of the problem with yeah, so now I think we might lose, because they're going to be able to do the combo next turn. No, they don't have quite enough cards in their ice yet to do the combo. But yeah, we really need, yeah, there's only one Ascending Penguin left. So are they they're going maybe for more of a board control, like trying to get 14 cards on the board. So yeah, let's see. Well, yeah, so okay, so we have the Adventure Squad. So with the Adventure Squad, we can maybe do some stuff. Okay, so I think we're gonna have to play a Bismo this turn. So let's just get the what on the board. Let's play the Bunkus, because let's just get these Ascendings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so let's just get the Bunkus on the board. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our Adventure Squad in order to remove their Bunkus, and then their Bashful Swordsman will end up icing itself. So, yeah, so that should hopefully work. Right, if they have their own Adventure Squad, and I'm gonna use the Bunkus on my side, because at a worst case, I can always I think I can use a what's it called? A Overwhelm with Knowledge. Well, I guess I don't really want to increase. I want to decrease my Bunkus. So yeah, with this Adventure Squad, the reason I didn't use the BrainyPenguin on the other side of it is okay. So they're going to use the NotaRod, so we'll also have to use a NotaRod on their Bunkus. So we'll see how many NotaRods everyone has. I have one more. So yeah, so I guess we're going to just use all our NotaRods anymore. Um, so let's see. So the nice thing is that this is gonna knock them off of the win condition of having too many cards. But right, we're still thinking about the Bismo win condition. So yeah, so let's see. So yeah, it's a good thing I had all these Nada rods. I guess I played this wrong. I should have just used the Brainy Penguin on the other side, because I had not a rod to defend against Gotham. So okay, so yeah, so let's see what's happening after this. So do I want to draw cards after this? Um, hmm. Yeah, I think I should just draw cards because I really need. Um, yeah, I think I'm going to draw cards with Overwhelm with Knowledge. Well, I'm going to draw 2 cards because I don't really have a good play. I'm really looking to get through this deck as quickly as possible. So yeah, so I think I'll draw one more time with Overwhelm with Knowledge, and also get the what because I know all my ascending penguins are near the bottom of my deck. So okay, so let's see. I'm still yeah, so I have another Bismo. Okay, so that's not really what I need. But okay, so I think I don't need to draw yet. So hopefully I can survive a few more turns. Um, because yeah, because they're not quite at the point where they could do the combo because they don't have enough cards in their ice. So yeah, but this is definitely a tough situation, and I really wish I had my inspiring story. Oh, the nice thing is actually if I win the vibe check, right, I'll have initiative. So with a buckets, I could win the vibe check, and then I can play popcorn. So yeah, so I think I'll try to win the next vibe check. That'll be a good move. Okay, so I did get the study at night, so I'll be able to go quickly through my deck, and I need to get back to to 6 cards to do the final combo. So I see a plan now. Um, so yeah, so they're okay. So they play that. Yeah, so they're slowly getting there. So I think I need to win in the next 2 turns. So well, I'll be able to play study at night this turn. Um, and yeah, is there a way I can remove their bunkus? Hmm. I don't think so, but I think I can maybe with study at night get bigger than they are. Okay, so I think yeah, so with study at night, I should be able to grow my bunkus bigger than their bunkus. So I will okay, so I'll play this. Okay, so yeah, so okay, so the idea is I'm going to play study at night this turn, which should make my bunkus bigger than their bunkus, and that'll let me win the vibe check. And if I draw an ascending penguin, then I should be able to win the game. So there's a small chance I can win with the ascending penguin. And if I don't get the ascending penguin, okay, so adventure squad I should definitely keep. Okay, so I definitely want to move I want to move the yeah, I want to move penguins to my ice so that my penguin gets bigger for sure. And there's yeah, so okay, so there's a chance still if I get an ascending penguin here that I will be able to do the combo and win the game. So I have 2 draws at ascending penguin. Um, I think I'm yeah, there's one in my ice already. So the rest are the ones I put in with the bunkus. So I think those are actually a bit deeper than I need them to be. So I think, but if I don't get it, I'm gonna have popcorn and adventure squad. So I should be able to like remove a bunch of stuff from their board. Um, but okay, so they're trying to get rid of my bunkus. Okay, and they're doing that. So okay, so they're gonna have initiative. So it's a little unfortunate, because there's nothing I could do about that. So okay, so yeah, so anyway, let's see what happens because yeah, so this is gonna prevent me from being able to win next turn. Plus, it's gonna make my popcorn not work. So yeah, so let's see what's happening this turn. We definitely need to yeah, we'll need to yeah. So what's happening here? So are they gonna try to win? I mean, there's a decent chance, right? They could go to 14 and try to win. Um, but I have what's it called? I have Adventure Squad, so I'll be able to yeah, okay. So okay, are they're actually just gonna be able to win here, right? Yeah. Okay. So all right, we lost a mirror, and I think we would have done right. The reason we lost is because they had inspiring story and we didn't. And so I think that just um validates the what's it called? That just validates kind of the setup of the deck. So it does look like we got disconnected here, but it wouldn't have mattered because right, because we were gonna lose that. So anyway, I think it's a good place to end because right, they were in the middle of doing their final combo. And so I think yeah, so I think to kind of just summarize here, it's yeah, I think overall the build is good. I think we played some good matches today. and I think this is the direction to go with BizBunk, but I do think BizBunk is definitely a weaker deck than it has been in the past. All right, thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this type of content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.